Hi, my name is Lexi Jong and welcome to my channel. Today I have with me the Guerlain Matte Eyes collection. And I purchased the mascara, the brow framer gel pen, and 3 of the eye pencils. Or eye crayons. They're the contrast shadow duos. And it took me a while to get these because I kept missing the green one, or it wasn't released till later, and I refused to purchase anything until the green was available. So I've had these for a couple weeks now, and I have been playing with all of the products. I've been using the brow gel for about 2 weeks, the mascara for just over a week, and I've been playing with these duos throughout this whole time period. So I do have the green one on right now, and let me go ahead and show you some swatches. Let's start off with the mascara, and the mascara comes in the traditional Guerlain mascara packaging. This is going to be gold with a tint of rose to it, so it's not as pinky of a rose gold as you sometimes see, but it is a little bit of a rose tint to it. And this comes in 3 colors that I'm aware of. There's noir or black, brown for brown, and then there's a blue shade as well. And I purchased the brown mascara shade. I used to only wear brown mascara because it's a little bit more natural looking on my lashes. I really like it. And so for every day, I actually really love brown mascaras. They got really hard to find for a while. Here is the wand, and it's a pretty traditional mascara wand. Let me just show you the brown shade here. So it's a really deep brown, and I have been really enjoying this. Let me just give you the claims to this mascara from the Guerlain site. According to Guerlain, it's a long wear, buildable and multi-dimensional, volumizing, lengthening, and curling mascara. Its unique formula infuses the lashes with lash-carrying properties. After 4 weeks of use, bare lash fibers are longer, thicker, and more curled. The soft fiber applicator is designed to make lashes look fuller and more voluminous after every stroke. And there's beeswax, which helps to coat each lash individually for a defined, clump-free result. Now, as I mentioned, I've been using this for just over a week for the mascara, and so I have no idea if those claims about how it actually conditions and improves your lashes helps or not. However, I have noticed that putting this mascara on, it is pretty clump free. My lashes don't typically stick together too much with this mascara, which is something I like. And if you have watched my channel a lot, you'll know that I pretty much always go in with the Tweezerman eyelash comb and comb through my lashes afterwards, because I just really don't like clumps in there. About half the time using this mascara, I haven't even had to go through with this. Sometimes I do still, and you'll see when I applied it today, I did have to go through it, and that's partly because my lashes, if I had run through my lashes with the comb prior to applying the mascara, I probably wouldn't have had to do that, but they were naturally a little bit, clumped together. As for volumizing and lengthening, I do have a close-up of me applying that, so you can, kind of judge that for yourself. But for me, the biggest thing that I have noticed is the separation and definition of the lashes. I do feel that there is a little bit of lengthening. Honestly, the volumizing, I think that was a little bit harder for me to tell. So I have no opinion on the volumizing claim. I also think, though, that the color of the mascara kind of affects how voluminous your lashes look. And for me, when I wear a brown mascara, I feel like my lashes don't look as voluminous as they do with a black mascara. And I'm sure part of that is just the quantity of pigment and, how my eyes perceive things. So for me, I personally have really been enjoying this as an everyday mascara. But if I were looking for like a really voluminous lash for like a night on the town or something like that, I would probably go with a black mascara. And I don't think that this is as voluminizing as some others that I've tried. Like for example, the Lancome Monsieur Big, that one I feel like makes my lashes very, very full looking, and I think that would be a better choice for that situation than this one. However, I love this for every day, or even just like a regular night out or something like that, where you're getting dressed up, but you're not getting like super fancy. You know, I think this mascara would be a great choice. And honestly, I'm not usually a huge mascara connoisseur. So for me to like this one, I'm actually very, very happy with that. And I definitely love how there's a brown option. I actually like blue mascara too, so I might get that one in the future. I'm trying not to have too many mascaras open, but the brown, I really love it. I think this is like the perfect everyday mascara for me. So this is definitely a win for me. Let's move on to the brow pen. And this is the Mad Eyes Brow Framer. It's the Natural Volume Fiber Brow Gel. And it does have a twist bottom. This expiration date is for 6 months. And it has this style of applicator. So it's similar to the Tom Ford brow pencil or brow pen in the men's line. And this comes in 3 colors to my knowledge. Now, I mentioned the application portion of this and that it comes in clear. I was wrong. It's called Claire, which is the blonde shade. I have number 2, which is Moy or brown. And then there is number 3, which is Fonce or brunette. So you just twist this up, and these are like little silicone nubbies here, and you can see that the liquid comes out through the center, and it's kind of hard to get a swatch of this on my hand, but here you go. So there's that. And I do have opinions on this, but first let me go ahead and read to you the claims. Mad Eyes Brow Framer gently shapes the brow line while adding volume for defined, naturally beautiful eyes. The comb's tinted gel formula subtly blends in with the eyebrows. Its formula, enriched with beeswax, cotton extract, and D-panthenol, infuses the eyebrows with skincare properties, just like a serum. With each application, eyebrows become fuller, thicker, and stronger, easy to remove. And again, you have the 3 shades, blonde, brown, and brunette. And this, again, is number 2, brown. And I am, I like this brow pen, but it's not my favorite. And just a note about the packaging. Again, this is going to be that gold with the slight tint of rose gold in it. We've got the Guerlain symbol or logo up there and the twist bottom down here. And it does have the expiration symbol on here. And we've got silicone nubbies here. It runs through your brows evenly. The only thing that I don't really care for with this style of applicator is I feel like I'm sort of painting it on my brows, but because of the way the little nubby things work on there, I feel like I'm getting like a coat of it and it's not necessarily going on the hairs. Like I feel like sometimes I'm getting it on my skin here, and I feel like it's just easier to apply with something like this. This is the Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel. And I just think I prefer this applicator style to this applicator style. Maybe if it were clear, I wouldn't really notice so much, but I do really like this formula, and I didn't realize it had, brow care properties or anything. And I don't know whether that has actually done anything to my brows or not, but my husband has commented that my brows have been looking better recently, even without the makeup on. So maybe they have, or maybe he just actually took a look. So who knows? Anyway, the actual formula though is nice. I sometimes will run through with a spoolie afterwards because again, I feel like I get like a little extra on the sides of my skin and not just the brows. So I'll kind of clean it up with a clean spoolie. But other times when I get the application just right, I don't need to do that. And if you have unruly brows and you let it just, dry through, it does really kind of tame them, and it doesn't really get stiff. Like there's a little, like I can feel that there's some product on there, but it's not that like stiff, crinkly type of brow product. So it still feels pretty natural, and nothing's actually coming up on my finger or anything either. Now, as I mentioned, I purchased 3 of the contrast shadow duos, and I believe there are 4 of these. So I have 3 of the 4. The one I didn't purchase is like a plummy shade. It just looked a little bit more of that reddish plum, which I didn't really need any more shadows like that. So I have the gray, which is really a blue, and the green and the brown. So let me go ahead and read the blurb and then we will swatch these. The Contrast Shadow Duo Stick Eyeshadow structures the eyes in one simple step. Its 2 tips with a choice of either a matte or iridescent finish offer varying intensity for a customizable look. The creamy texture glides over the lid or the waterline to effortlessly create captivating eyes. The pigments do not bleed, offer non-stop 24-hour wear, and are resistant to tears and humidity. Easy to remove. Now, as for the claims on the 24-hour wear, I did not test that, but I can tell you that they definitely last a full 10 to 12-hour day without any creasing or fading, and that was without any primer use. Let's start off. This one here is the brown duo. So we have the warm brown here. I'm just gonna make a swatch on my wrist here. So this is the warm brown, and the deeper shade for all of these is going to be the matte shade, and the lighter shade is going to be the more shimmery shade. This side here is golden brown. And when I got this one, it was actually my thing had fallen out in the package, so I had to put it back in, so it looks a little smushed. But you can see that you do have some shimmer in there. This duo is gorgeous. It's great for an everyday, neutral eye look. I really like it. I like the undertones in here because they're pretty neutral. It's not an overly warm brown, it's not an overly cool tone brown. They are kind of in the middle. Here's the duo I have on my eyes. So this darker shade is ash green. And you can see it's like a deep forest green. And this lighter shade is pearly green. You can see it's really got like a silvery tone to it. So it's kind of like a silvery green. It reminds me of like Celadon mixed with silver. And the last one here, this is Night Gray. And again, it's really more of a blue. There's not that much gray in here. This is really pretty much a navy blue shade. And this here is Icy Gray. And I mean, look at that. That's a really pretty shade here. So it's got silver and brown. You can see at the edges a little bit of like a brownish undertone, which kind of warms it up. So it's not too cool. But then you have this like gray blue sparkle in there, and it's beautiful. Let me just show you the packaging and the applicator. So again, this is going to be that gold with a tint of rose. We have the shadow sticks on both ends, and it does come with this dome tip, and it goes up and down. So this is about the full size on each side. If you get it kind of like mashed like I did, you are able to shape it. It's soft enough to shape. Just so you know, these things dry pretty quickly. So you can see that this here, it's already not budging. And this one that I just put on is budging a little bit, but you can see that's already kind of dried in spots. So when you're applying this, I recommend doing one eye at a time and kind of working in small sections. So I like to do like just a little bit at a time, and honestly, I'll go in and layer the color a few times instead of just putting on a lot all at once and brushing it on. So you can use your fingers or you can use a brush. I have tried the fingers, but I'm not very good at getting a neat application. So I typically use a brush. So I'll apply it with a stick and then use the brush to kind of smooth it where I want it. I really love using these as liner as well. I think they work great for that. So even if you don't want to use them as a shadow on a day, I think they work great as a liner. They really don't budge. I did not try them in my waterline. I don't typically wear shadow in my waterline because my eyes are ultra sensitive. So, I don't really have any feedback on that. However, wear time on these has been excellent. And again, I had no creasing or fading or anything with these. Now, let me go ahead and I will show you what each of the duos look like on my eyes. And then I will also show you the brow pen and mascara application. Thanks. Matte Eye Stick Warm Brown. Givenchy pencil 2. Golden brown. Linda Hallberg 333 and the warm brown side. Same pencil, light brown side. Final eye look until I add mascara. And this is the final look from a distance. And I have on the Guerlain Rouge Sheer Shine in 588 and the Patrick Ta blush in She's So LA. I was just playing around with the new Guerlain Mad Eyes Contrast Shadow Duos, and this one is in Icy Gray and Night Gray. The Night Gray is really more of a blue. Just wanted to show you what it looks like. I don't have any mascara or liner on. I'm gonna move you in closer. This is the shadow stick. So I rubbed the dark blue one along my lash line and in the outer corner, so it was like this. And then I just used a brush to kind of brush that out, smoke it out a little bit. And I put the lighter shade over the rest of my lid and just smudged everything out with the brush. And then I took a fluffy crease brush, just a little dab of the deep blue and kind of just smoked out the edge a little bit more. And without adding any shadow, just went in the crease and kind of brought it up a little. So this is it. Under the eye is actually the light color. Starting off with pearly green, and just gonna add this to the inner portion of the eye and kind of along the upper crease line. Going in with ash green along the lash line and the outer corner. Dragging that into the crease a bit. I'm going to add a little bit more of the dark green, and then I'm going to add a little bit of the light green on top of that. I'm not putting the light all the way close to the lash line, but I do want most of the lid to have that more sparkly version. For the lower lash line, I'm taking the Sonia G Flat Definer and I'm going into the ash green. And I'm just going to smudge a little bit of this on the lower lash line, starting at the outer corner and working in. Only going about halfway, and then I'm going to wipe the brush off and smudge the rest of that in. Just adding a little bit more to the upper lash line, sticking as close to the lashes as I can. While I have you up close, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the application of the Mad Eyes Brow Framer. This is their gel pencil, and it has this type of applicator, which is like the one that Tom Ford has in their boy line. Was it the Boy Brow or something like that? I'm not sure of that name, but Tom Ford's is clear. This one comes in clear and some other colors. I have Moi, which this is the applicator, and there's a twist bottom, so I twist that up and get the product to come up here. This applicator is very similar to the Tom Ford one in the men's line. I believe the Tom Ford one only comes in clear. This one comes in clear as well as some colors. This shade here is called Moi, and just dab this on and kind of brush it out. I added a little bit, twisted it up a little bit too high this time. So you can see the product coming out. And I've been using this for a couple of weeks now. And I definitely have some thoughts on this. I like to take a spoolie and just kind of run through the brow, especially this one here that I added a little too much product. You can see that it's starting to, dry down a bit. So if you have unruly brows, this might be a good product for you. And while I'm up close, let me show you the mascara application as well. First, curling my lashes with the Surratt. So I always start close to the base, and I'll either do 1 or 2 pumps, but I move out in 3 increments so that I get more of a gradual curl. And I have the mascara in Brun. I'm gonna come in close. Hopefully this isn't too scary. I don't like to have a lot of mascara on my lower lashes, so I'm not putting on a ton. All right, I really mess up those lower lashes, so this is my Tweezerman eyelash comb, and I'm just combing through those. I'm gonna come through the top as well. As you can see, they're not super clumpy. So here's an eye with the mascara, and this one has no mascara. Right, and here are both eyes with the mascara. I haven't done the rest of my makeup yet, but here are the eyes, the brows, and the lashes with the mascara from a distance. Okay, I'm back, and before we move on to my repurchasing thoughts on these items, I know some of you are going to ask about the blush today, and I just wanted to show you this is the new Suku palette, and I used this coral shade today, and you can see I used a light layer, but it comes out very natural, and I'm really enjoying this palette. Okay, so let's start off with the eye duos. I have used these types of eye crayons in the past a few times. I have one from Sisley. I have some of the Laura Mercier, and I have one other brand. Anyway, I think out of the other ones that I have, the ones that have stayed the best are the Laura Mercier ones. However, I feel like, in particular, my favorite of these is this brown duo, and I feel like these colors I have not been able to find exactly anywhere else, and I love these colors. Now, in comparison to the Laura Mercier, those really stay on well, so do these. I think they're pretty comparable with staying power from my recollection, but I really like having it in a duo form personally because it takes up a little bit less room in my drawer, and I love the color combinations. I purchased this gray combo because they kept calling it gray, but all the pictures made it look blue, and I was really curious to see, oh, sorry, it's these two. I was really curious to see, whether it was gray or blue, but I really love the combination. I think this shimmery shade here is absolutely gorgeous, and I love it. So out of all 3 of the duos, I was expecting the green to be my favorite, but actually I think the brown is my favorite, and I really love all 3 of them though. So I would repurchase all 3 of these because I really like them. But if you were to pick one, my personal favorite is the brown because I just think it's such an easy everyday neutral. If I were somebody who was traveling, I would definitely pick this up and take this with me on a trip, because you can really go for a light daytime look, and then you can easily amp it up to night, and obviously it doesn't take up much space. As for the brow pen, would I repurchase this? Again, I've been using this for about 2 weeks and I really do love the formula, but I'm not sold on the applicator. So at this point in time, I'm kind of on the fence as to whether I would repurchase it again. I think I need to use it longer to decide whether or not the formula outweighs the packaging flaws for me. So I will definitely have this in a later update video. I will be putting up an update video soon. I'm going to film it at the end of the week. This probably won't make it into that because obviously it's only going to be a few days away from now. Last but not least, we have the mascara, and I purchased the brown shade. I'm really enjoying this formula. Again, I have no idea whether any of their lash care claims or anything work, but I like how it separates my lashes very nicely, and I love the fact that it comes in a brown shade and it gives my eyes just, you know, I think they look natural still, but they definitely have some definition and I think a little length as well. So the mascara for me is a win. I would definitely repurchase. So overall, I think the Mad Eyes collection was a success. There are a few other items in the collection that I did not purchase, such as like a liquid eyeliner. I can't remember if there was anything else, but this is all that I'm going to get from this collection. I'm very happy with them. I'm actually tempted to get the plum purple eyeshadow duo as well, but I know I don't need it, so I'm going to hold off for all of the fall and holiday releases that are coming out instead. But if you are interested in these, they are available in various places. So the green one, the green duo, was very hard for me to find. I didn't even know it existed at first because it's not listed on the Guerlain US website. So it's possible that means it's not being released here. I haven't seen the green in the States at all. However, Sephora Canada has it and Selfridges has it. So that's where I was able to get it, was from Selfridges, and I purchased all of these items from Selfridges. However, I have seen the brow pen and mascara and some of the other duo shades here in the States. I will have all links to the items I purchased down below in the description box, and I hope this video was helpful. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already and hit that notification bell, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and stay safe and healthy.